Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Brinda Devi Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Brinda Devi Jaya Brinde Jaya Brinde Jaya Brinde Jaya Shri Brinde Brinde Jaya Brinde Jaya Shri
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giribara Dhari Jaya Giribara Dhari Jai Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giribara Dhari Jaya Giribara Dhari यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरा वनचारी यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Nittai. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya. Jai Ho Vishnupad Paramahansa's Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Ho Vishnupad Paramahansa's Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anant Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Harisdas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamna Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Goloka Nanda Ki Jai. Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Shri Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sorry about that. Well, we're continuing our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 74, the deliverance of Shishupal at the Rajasuya sacrifice. And today's verse is verse 25. Iti uktva sedova bhut. Iti uktva sadeva bhut. Tushnim Krishnanubhavavet. Tushnim Krishnanubhavavet. Tat shrutva tutuvu sarve. Tushtuvu sarve. Tachrutva tushtuvu sarve. Sadhu sadhu vitisatama. Sadhu sadhu vitisatama. Iti uktva sahadeva bhut. Tushnim Krishnanubhavavet. Tachrutva tustuvu sarve. Sadhu sadhva iti satama. Iti uktva sadevo bhut. Tushnim Krishnanubhavavet. Tachrutva tustuvu sarve. Sadhu sadhu vitisatama. Sadevo bhut. Tushnim Krishnanubhavavet. Tachrutva tustuvu sarve. Sadhu sadviti satama. Iti uktva sadevo bhut. Tushnim Krishnanubhavavet. Tatsurva tutuvu sarve. Sadhu sadhva iti satama. Prabhu? Okay. Word for word meaning. Iti, thus, uktva, speaking, sadeva, sadev, abut, became, tushnim, silent, Krishna, of Lord Krishna, Anubhava, the influence, with, who knew well, tat, this, Shrutva, hearing, tushtuvu, praised, sarve, all, sadhu sadhu iti, excellent, excellent, sat, of saintly persons, tama, the best. Translation by disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sukdev Goswami continued. Having said this, Sadev, who understood Lord Krishna's powers, fell silent. And having heard his words, all the saintly persons present congratulated him, exclaiming, excellent, excellent. Please repeat. Sukdev Goswami continued. Having said this, Sadev, who understood Lord Krishna's powers, fell silent. And having heard his words, all the saintly persons present congratulated him, exclaiming, excellent, excellent. There's no purport, so. Om Agyana Trimandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhavevacha Patitanam Pamnebhayo Vaishnaveebhayo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So again, Iti utva sadho bhut tushnim krishnanubhavavet tachrutva tushtuvu sarve sadhu sadveti satmaha. Sukdev Goswami continued. Having said this, Sadev, who understood Lord Krishna's powers, fell silent. And having heard his words, all the saintly persons present congratulated him, exclaiming, excellent, excellent. I'll quickly read the tikas of the Goswamis. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, O Krishna, you are eager to wash the feet of all the people assembled in my palace, but the eager king is inviting you in order to wash your feet, as you are worthy of worship by all, including Brahma and Shiva. Please quickly go there. Messengers informed Krishna in this way and brought him. And then Yudhishthira worshipped him elaborately. Krishna, though protesting his worship, being irritated in an affectionate way, was attractive to all. Jiva Goswami said, he became silent since he understood Krishna's powers. Because of Sadev's great devotion and waiting for some cause of talking, they had remained silent previously. The Brahmanas, Satama, then praised him. This is understood from the text, from the next verse. Sanatana Goswami says, he became silent because he experienced continuous prema anubhava for Krishna, who attracts the hearts of the universe. By describing Krishna, he became overcome with prema. Or he knew the qualities of Krishna, the ocean of good qualities, such as his shyness. Krishna would become embarrassed on hearing himself glorified in the assembly. Everyone praised Sadev because they were supreme in intelligence, birth, etc., Satama. Others who are not intelligent did not praise him. This is understood later. So, we've been listening for the last few verses to Sahadev glorifying, actually Sahadev stepping in when the whole assembly was sitting, all these learned devotees, they were all sitting and thinking who should be the one to offer the first prayers. Then Sahadev steps in and he speaks, and in verses 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, all the way till 24, he talks about how Achyuta, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who's the chief of the Yadavas, he deserves to preside over this assembly and to be offering the first prayers, because he comprises of all the demigods who are worshipped in all the sacrifices, and he is the sacred place, the sacred time, the sacred paraphernalia, the whole works. The whole universe is founded on him, and all the sacred fires, the oblations, the mantras, Sankhya Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, all of them are focused on him. They're all aimed towards him. And he is one without a second. He is the unborn Lord, and he creates everything, he maintains everything. And by his grace, the whole world endeavors the ideals of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. So he is all and everything. And so Sahadev recommended that they should all honor Krishna, and now in this work was, having said all this, glorifying Krishna, convincing, basically giving all the logic as to why Krishna is the one and only who should be worshipped in this gathering, and who should offer the first prayers at the yajna. Sahadev fell silent. He stopped here and he basically kept quiet. And it is explained that Sahadev is learned. He is a Pandita. He knows why Krishna should be the one. So he delivers the whole message, and then he becomes silent. Because he's a Pandita, and a sign of a Pandita is that they don't speak unnecessarily. They speak to the point and then be quiet. No prajalpa. We see that just so clearly in Prabhupada's classes. There's no one who can speak for 20 minutes and deliver a whole Srimad Bhagavatam class. Totally. Don't need to wander, don't need to go anywhere. Just 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes. No need for long Bhagavatam classes. And Prabhupada could just deliver the message to the point, and then it's done. So it's a similar situation. Sahadev knows who's Krishna. He delivers it. He does not want to speak anything more, and he's quiet. So Prabhupada has said that a devotee should speak only as much as necessary to establish the supremacy of Krishna. And then go on. No need to chat and chatter and everything else. And Sadhdev was able to speak so authoritatively is explained here by Krishnanu Bhavavit. He knew Krishna. He didn't know Krishna by bookish knowledge. He knew Krishna. He personally knew Krishna. And those of us who are not in the company of Krishna, like Sadhdev and the Pandavas were, are in the company of Krishna through Prabhupada's books, through Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's what we do every day. When we come here and we read Srimad Bhagavatam, we read the pastimes of Krishna. Through the pastimes of Krishna, we are actually in the presence of Krishna. And we can become Krishnanubhavavit. We get to know Krishna. He was not a sentimentalist. He delivers facts. He loved Krishna dearly, but not in a sentimental manner. And Sadhdev also knew the whole anubhava, the influence of Krishna, all of his transcendental potencies. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Jankarm charme divyam evam yo veti tatvata tyakta deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjana. He says, those who know the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. He's talking about to know Krishna. We need to know his transcendental nature through his appearances and activities. Prabhupada has said in the purport, one who can understand the truth of the appearance of the personality of Godhead is already liberated from material bondage, and therefore he returns to the kingdom of Godhead immediately after quitting this present material body. This is talked in the context of leaving the body, but in fact, one who knows the activities in the Janma Karma of Krishna, he knows Krishna intimately. And that's how Sadhdev knows Krishna, and he delivers that message. And who did he deliver this message to? To a room full of some of the most learned people, gods, demigods, Lord Brahma, Narada, Lord Shiva, all of them were there. All the Rishi Munis, all the learned people. So they were all there. And Sadhdev, who knew Ishwar Param Krishna, was able to deliver all the message, and all the rest of the assembly knew Ishwar Param Krishna as well. So he didn't have to do a lot of convincing. But they liked listening to him glorify Krishna. In fact, if he had just said, Krishna is the supreme, let's just have Krishna, they would have all agreed, or most of them, except those who were envious, somebody like Shishupal, which we will see later in this chapter. But they liked listening to his glorifying. And then, at the end of it, they are like, sadhu, sadhu. They glorify him as the sadhu. Excellent sadhu. And in the purport to the Brahma Samhita, Ishwar Param Krishna, verse 5.1, Prabhupada says, Krishna is the exalted supreme entity having his eternal name, eternal form, eternal attributions, and eternal pastimes. The very name Krishna implies his love-attracting designation, expressing by his eternal nomenclature, the acme of entity. This eternal, beautiful, heavenly, blue-tinged body glowing with the intensity of ever-existing knowledge has a flute in both his hands. As his inconceivable spiritual energy is all extending, still he maintains his all-charming medium size by his qualifying spiritual instrumentals. His all-accommodating supreme subjectivity is nicely manifested in his eternal form. The concentrated, all-time present, uncovered knowledge and ebriating felicity have their beauty in him. So, Sahadev and all of these learned assembly, they all recognize Krishna as the supreme. They recognize Krishna as the most attractive, the most beautiful, the most lovable, the one who is most qualified to lead this assembly. So this assembly had this reaction, which was Tachrut Tutuvu Sarve Sadhu Satvit Satma. The assembly was not filled with third-class men. It was filled with Satama. Sat means eternal, transcendental. Satama means the best of the saintly persons. So all these people who are in this assembly are the best of the saintly persons. They are great sages like Vyasadeva, Narada, Sita, and they all chanted sadhu, sadhu. They all glorified Sadev. So Krishna's supremacy is approved in this assembly by all these authorities. And as Prabhupada has said over and over again, that we don't accept Krishna blindly. We only accept him on the basis of the authorities. We follow the Mahajans, who are described in the Bhagavatam as the 12 Mahajans. Lord Brahma, Narada, Shiva, the 4 Kumaras, Lord Kapila, Swambhu Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, grandfather, Bhishma, Bali Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami, and Dharmaraj. So they are the keeper of the transcendental principles, religious principles. They're the keepers of the Bhagavad Dharma. And they are the ones who guide us, they are the ones who show us Krishna. and show us step by step how we can develop love for him. So in the purport to this verse, Prabhupada talks about how we can become purified essentially, and how we can. He says in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna refers to Bhagavad Dharma as the most confidential religious principles. Sarv guyatam guyat guyatam. Krishna says to Arjuna, because you are my very dear friend, I'm explaining to you the most confidential religion. Sarv dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. Give up all other duties and surrender unto me. One may say, if this principle is very rarely understood, what is the use of it? In answer, Yamraj states herein that this religious principle is understandable if one follows the parampara system of Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, the four Kumaras, and other standard authorities. So it is the most difficult to understand. But if we follow the principles, follow the authorities, they make it easy to understand. So then in that purport, Prabhupada goes and explains the 4 disciplic successions and all of that. I'm not going to go into that. But then, if Sahadev says Krishna is God, if Vyasadev says Krishna is God, if Narada says Krishna is God, and then Krishna himself says, Mata paratara nanyat. So, Prabhupada, in his typical way, says, who is that rascal who says Krishna is an ordinary man? And that is the envious ones. And that envious one, we're going to be studying in the next verses of this chapter. And the Bhagavad Gita describes that person, the fool, as Mura. Says, Avjanti mam Mura, manushum tanum ashritam param bhavan ajnato mam bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that He is. And it is very easy to do that. When we look at Krishna Leela superficially, when you look at Krishna Leela from the material eyes, we see a young blue boy running around in Vrindavan with his other friends, doing exactly, behaving just like other boys do, climbing on each other, fighting, wrestling, jumping around. But it's only when we see that Krishna through the eyes of the Shastras, through the eyes of the Mahajans, do we recognize who Krishna is. I mean, we see even the Mahajans get confused. Or at least they have the leelas of getting confused so that we can understand better. The leela of Lord Brahma getting confused is so that we can see who Krishna really is. So, Krishna is acting like a human being. He plays the role of Yudhishthir's cousin. So, the fools think he is ordinary. But the Sattamaha, those who were in this assembly, the pure devotees, they know that Krishna is the root of everything. And as we've been reading in the earlier verses, that if we water the root of a tree, all the branches, all the leaves, and the twigs are automatically nourished. So, similarly here, by worshipping Krishna, everyone is worshipped, and there is no need for all the various demigods' prayers and everything else either. So, Sadev proved his proposal, he made the proposal, and then the great souls confirm it. And that is the systematic Vedic way. There's a written word, there is the Shastras, and then there is the validation by the sadhus, by the gurus, by the parampara, by the Mahajans. So that is the whole system of the Vedic knowledge. And Prabhupada's purports throughout have said that whatever is the purpose of a sacrifice, whether this is a grand sacrifice like the Rajasuya Yagna or our daily sacrifices, our cooking, bhoga, our chanting Krishna's names, they are only successful when they aim to please Krishna. So the whole purpose of any yagna, any sacrifice, is to please Krishna. And that's why it's been recommended that we keep Krishna as the center. And when Krishna is the center, then everyone is pleased, not just Krishna. The sadhus are pleased. And of course, when we keep him in the center, then our purpose is to please him. So that's what we do. We take the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. We chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We serve the deities. We cook for them. We dress them. We serve them. And we follow the Mahajans. And we make our lives successful. We have a couple minutes if we want to talk about any of this. Thank you. They are. They really are. I mean, it's all these years, still, every time I listen to Prabhupada's 30-minute wonders, it's like, wow. Thank you. Well, everything I said that made sense is repeated. And any mistakes, thank you. Thank you. It's nice here to actually talk about one of the other Pandavas as well, because we normally just, somehow we don't talk about Nakul and Sahadev. And they're just as important as devotees of Krishna. They know Krishna, they love Krishna, they follow Krishna. It's just that somehow we don't have as many pastimes with them. Normally, like the youngest ones somehow get a little bit neglected in that. Yeah. So like, Yudhishthira is Dharmaraj, and Bhima and Arjuna are Maharathis. So in competition with these guys, somehow Nakul and Sahadev get left behind. And it's really nice to have Sahadev take center stage in this particular pastime. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Radha Goloka Nanda ki jai, Gaur Premanandi Hariri Bol. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I was going down yesterday I was going down your shlokas, and then when you spoke the shlokas, then we kind of regrouped. They're so close, the whole thing. So,
Anyway,
thank you.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Enam Kanvandam Maravindanalayataptam Varhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Bhagom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Andaniya Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Vasyan Dipan Dikayanti Jiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. 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 Govindam
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvishesha Sanyavadi Pashchacha Desatarini Namaste Saraswati Devi Jai Prabhupada Gauravani Pacharini Jai Prabhupada Nirvishesha Jai Prabhupada Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nanda Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Nitya Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitya Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitya Gaur. Nitya Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitya Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitya Gaur. Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe. Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe. Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe. Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Hey, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Acharya Sri Hargasta. All glories to the assembled. All glories, all glories, all glories to Harinam Sankirtan tomorrow at 5 points in Durham, and we hope everybody can come. 5 to 7 in the evening. And there's always lots of things going on in Durham on Saturday nights. So there'll be lots of people there. Okay. Chaitodharpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairavya chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam gardenia heaven hitanam pranamrita swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shaktis tatrapita niyamita smaranena kala etadrishita vakripa bhagavan mamapi durdaiva midrishami hajjani nanuraga trinadapi sunichena tarorapi suhishuna amani namanadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadaram Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Gribhayatava Pada Pankaja Stita Duli Sajushim Vachintaya Nayanam Gadashu Daraya Varanam Gadgadurudaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukata Tavanamagrahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Gadakaram Govindam Virahename Ashlishava Padamritam Anastumam Adarshanam marmahata karotuva yatatava vidadatu lampato mat prananatastu saeva napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Oh, my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction